hear that? You hear that? I'm just gonna let the juice run everywhere. My little weenies. We're gonna train some legs. Where are you going? Vision! It's not all about you.
It's game time and I'm up one. Name something I ain't done. Name a body that's my type. Air Jordan, I'll take flight. I'm next level, I'm franchise.
To our winner, Rene.
Babes and bros, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Juliarene and I'm an IFBB Wellness Pro, and this is the Road to Olympia series. So today we have a lot to talk about. Since the last time I saw you, a lot of things have changed. So let's start with my meal plan. Hey! Just in case you forgot how cute Vision is and you missed him. Don't lick the camera. Say hi in a nice, normal dog way. See that nice. Happy Valentine's Day, Squirty. I love you the mostest. Don't tell anybody I do know. Okay, guys, so the meal plan has changed quite a bit. The reason being is because my body is not responding to anything we're doing to it. Sometimes this happens, and it happens a lot to me, because if I'm gonna be completely honest, my body on prep does well with higher amounts of cardio and lower calories. Like, that's just how my body works. I don't lose weight as easily as other people do. Like, plain and simple. For example, I have a friend who is a wellness pro as well, and she doesn't have to do nearly as much cardio as I do, and she can eat a lot of food like her entire prep, and that's just because her body goes through it really fast, and I am not so lucky. So, with that being said, my calories have dropped by 200. So right now we're at about 1,500 calories. Again, guys, there's going to be a certain point where I'll stop talking about calories and cardio and stuff like that, because I don't want anyone to be coming on my channel and thinking that this is the only way to lose weight. It's not. When you are competing for a bodybuilding show, you have to get yourself to a level of leanness that is not normal, that is not sustainable, and really only lasts like the day of the show. So I have to go to further limits to get there than I would if I was just like trying to lose weight like a regular person. Okay, so I have my half a cup of oats, nice and fluffy, and what I am having now for my meal plan for my breakfast, it changed. So usually it was like a higher fat breakfast where I had like 2 whole eggs and some beef, which is a little bit higher fat. So now we've switched it for a lower fat meat. And I really just don't like chicken, so I was asking Zach/coach what I could have that's different. So he said that we can do like a chicken sausage, and I've never heard of this before. Oh my God, all the juice is running out. Oh well, this is my life. I just have to show you guys the packaging, so I'm just gonna let the juice run everywhere. So this is the chicken sausage, and it actually has like an apple flavor. And I got this one from Whole Foods just because like that's where I went. Today we're going to try them together. I tried them yesterday because I was so excited, but I wanted to share them with you because if you don't like chicken, this is a really good option. Just make sure you're looking at the packaging, because this is about 70 calories for 2 links. And depending on the kind that you get, there was calories that were like higher, especially because of like different flavors. So just watch for which one you're gonna get. So I'm going to have 4 ounces of these. My little weenies. Look at these, weenie.
Weenie Hut Juniors.
There we go, another weenie. So it's about 1 ounce per link. There we go. Maybe I can probably even have another one. Shoot, probably just half. Okay, now I'm gonna put these in the air fryer so they can get nice and crispy. Look at them, they look like lady fingers. Really soggy lady fingers. Now, I'll let that go, and for all you people that were getting mad at me for warming up my plastic bag, chill. I only did that like a couple times, okay? I only do it when it was absolutely necessary. But because y'all were saying a bunch of crap about it, my mom, who watches our YouTube channel, hi mommy, thank you, I love you, bought me these because you guys were talking about them. She bought them for me for Valentine's Day. And they're called Zip Top, but they're microwavable and they're like, you hear that? You hear that? You just know. So I put this in it. And I've been keeping these just fresher because of they're open, and then you can close them like that. Also, I got a fake ring, and it's just like, it's like silicone because I want to wear it at the gym, but I don't have anything to wear and I don't want to mess up my current ring. But look, I got another one. They have 2 of them, and it came with a little baby one. So it's really cool. Honestly, this looks grosser than my regular breakfast, which is the beef, eggs, and oats, but I know it's gonna be really good because these are really good. Let's try it with the oats. I haven't tried it with oats before. Oh yeah. What's really good about it is that I made the oats more like savory, so I put the hot sauce and like the seasoning, and then these are sweet because they have the apple flavor. On point. Chicken sausage.
Good sauce.
Way better than chicken breast. I'll never go back. Unless Coach makes me. Okay guys, so I'm doing check-ins right now, so I figured I would kind of show you what my body is looking like right now. Finally, the shape is starting to come in, and I'll go into a little bit more during this video, like what's been going on with my body and like what we're doing to like get over this and what happened between me and Zach as well, who is my coach. So this is how we're gonna be looking right now, and I'm gonna kind of tell you what I'm thinking. The biggest things that I noticed from this last check for basically like about a week and a half to 2 weeks ago to this week is that the main things that start to come in, like my shoulders are looking a little bit more capped. From the back, my back pose, my waist looks smaller. So it's not so wide. And I carry a lot of fat like in my back area. It's just like where I carry it. I don't really carry much fat in my legs. That's why you can always kind of see them semi like shredded throughout the season. But I noticed it there. And then also what'll happen with my stomach, and it's like my own cue that I've cut down so many times that I know like what my body needs to look like and like how close we are based off of my belly button. So what happens is the more fat that I have around my stomach, my belly button is an innie and you can't see it. And then when I have less fat, just the layers that are going over it are covering it, I start to have an outie. So what happens is I get like this little like ring around my belly button and it just like starts poking out like, it's so funny. So like when I'm talking to Zach about like how lean I'm looking, I'm like, babe, my belly button's coming out because like that's our sign that I'm getting lean. So I'm starting to notice that the top of my belly button is starting to get like the little ring around it, which is like means that I'm having less fat in that area. And usually it'll work its way up from the top to the bottom. So like the top of my abs will come in, then the middle of my abs will come in, and the very bottom pooch, that's always where I carry the most in my stomach. Like I'll have abs up top, but the bottom will just stay there till like the last minute. And so that's what's coming through and it's really exciting. So another thing that has changed with my meal plan is that we are implementing more low carb meals. I still have a good amount of carbs, but the way that we're putting them in throughout my day is a little bit different. Like in the morning I'll have carbs, like post-workout I'll have carbs. Those are just some examples of the timings. But now I'm having a little bit lower carb meals, and we're also switching out some of the proteins to be a little bit leaner. Proteins such as like steak, beef, salmon are all like a little bit on the fattier side, and they have more calories. The more fat, the more calories that things have. So we're swapping some stuff out for like chicken, and we have shrimp, and also like white fish is a really good one. So that's why I have shrimp in this one. Weird combination, guys, I know, but when I'm on prep, I come up with the weirdest combinations. And having a salad, especially with a lot of lettuce, the lettuce has a lot of water in it. When your stomach is full with more water, it expands. So you feel a little bit fuller for longer. That's why whenever I'm like really hungry, I have like a really, really big salad, because I know that I'm not gonna overeat on calories and I'm gonna feel full. We are going to the gym, and I am going to do a posing session with my posing coach. And then we're going to train some legs. Where are you going? Okay, so the first part was in the box, aka the front of the stage, and then we're gonna walk back halfway, do the glute, and then walk back to the front of the stage, right? This is what I look like after leg day. That was a really, really hard one. I really was able to push it. I'm feeling a little bit stronger, and I'll kind of go into the reason why I think I'm getting a little bit stronger in the next clip. I can't even bring words out because I'm like, I was doing even a little bit of posing afterwards, like practicing my routine now, because we have a rough draft of what the pro routine is going to look like, which I'm really, really excited about. So let me know if you guys want to see like the progression of the posing routine, because I'm gonna need to be practicing that a lot, because one of my goals is to have one of the best posing routines on stage, or the best posing routine on stage at my pro debut show. So I'm really excited, and I know that there's a lot I need to work on. So we're gonna go home, we are going to eat, and then I'll talk to you more about my legs, basically. Okay, so right now we have our post-workout meal, which is half a cup of brown rice, 4 ounces of white fish, and then I have some carrots, and then I have a low-calorie ranch that I made, and all you do is get fat-free sour cream and add some ranch seasoning, and I'll show you. This is the one that I use, this one. I just kept this box, but the ones that I'm actually using are the creamy dill, and they come in a bunch of different flavors, and it's such less calories than doing a typical ranch. And to me, I actually like the taste a lot better. So, another thing that I have changed is that I am actually eating foods that are on my biome. If you were here for my last Road to Pro series, you know that I use a gut microbiome test every time that I compete. Basically, what it does, you send in your stool and it tells you what foods you can enjoy, what foods are your superfoods, what foods to minimize and avoid. Because just because like sweet potatoes are healthy, it doesn't mean that your individual microbiome is going to be able to digest it properly and take it in. Like for example, a superfood that's a superfood for Zach is sweet potato, and for me, it's on my minimize list. So he can have as many as he'd like, and for me, I can't have very many because it'll make me bloated, gassy, and my body doesn't process it well. So a lot of people don't know this. So basically, I took in the test. This is the like 4th or 5th time that I've done it, and every time I do it and I eat towards that, my health for my gut is even better, especially when I get so close to the show date. And if you've competed before, you know that your digestion kind of gets out of whack. For one, you're not eating very much and you're not getting the proper nutrients you need because you're trying to look more aesthetic. That's why I'm eating these kind of different foods that I wouldn't normally have, like carrots, and it's gonna be like my veggie. Like for example, some of my breakfast, I'm gonna switch my fruit to either like pineapples or raspberries. So it'll literally tell you the exact food, and I'll pop up on screen like what it looks like. It gives you on the app, it'll show you exactly like even how much you can have of each thing per day. It'll break it down like that. So that's why I'm having like brown rice and like white fish and carrots, because these are things that my body likes. And there's a ton, they go into like detail, as even like spices. I remember last prep, I was wondering why after a certain meal, I was feeling like bloated, and it was weird. And I looked on my Viome, and it was because I was adding like a chili powder that had cayenne in it, and it was on my avoid list for my Viome. It was nuts. So that's one thing that we've started, and Zach and I always start implementing it at about this time, because from here on out is where my body starts changing like significantly. So whatever we can do to make it easier, the better. Happy Valentine's Day, chubby monkey.
No, happy Valentine's Day, little face.
What are you making for us for dinner?
Ribeye steak.
Can I see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
She's thick. And then we're gonna have mashed potatoes. Good morning. Hey guys, so this morning, after the workout yesterday, I was so dead. Like on my Whoop band, which I wear right here, it tells you like how much you're recovered. So yesterday my recovery was at 98%, so I was really good to train legs. And then after yesterday's workout that y'all saw, it shot down to 28%. So good thing today I'm training shoulders, but I wasn't able to wake up and do cardio because I literally, you know when you just roll over and you're like, I'm sore. So I'm gonna kind of be talking to you guys about like what I've been doing lately with training legs because of just recovery wise. I wanna make sure that I'm recovering the best of my ability right now so that I'm getting the most out of my sessions. Also, I'm getting ready to go get a haircut because my mom is my hairstylist and I'm gonna wear this outfit that I just got. It's a little like orange onesie and it's super comfortable, it's super stretchy, and it makes your butt look good. Look at that. And I'm gonna see what she has to say about it because, you know, moms they're brutally honest, so. Okay, so one of the things that I have been struggling with lately is recovering properly. And usually this is just because I am training too hard and I'm training too often. And I don't know if you guys get stuck in this kind of rut, but you know that you need to recover and chill, but you can't get over the fact that like you have to go to the gym. You know, like it's part of your routine and you just like it. And lately I've just been realizing that I just need to not keep overdoing it, basically, because I can train upwards of 3 leg days a week, which can be a lot on your body if you're not used to it. And around this time, I need to focus on recovery like more than anything. So there's going to be days where I'm not going to be able to do 3. There's going to be days where I'm not going to be able to do 2, and maybe just 1 is enough. And if you make that 1 leg session or that 1 upper body session like really matter, like you put your all into it and you're leaving the gym like I know that I tried my best, then it's going to do you so much better than just doing 2 and half-assing 2. Now, I want you to think of it like this. So say that you start your week off on a Monday and you're training legs and you're at 100% recovery. I'm swallowing my hair. And then you're at about 50% and you train them again. And then after that 50%, you're at 20% and you train them again. If you're not focusing on building that recovery back up to like the 98%, then when you do those workouts, you're gonna be working out at 50%, at 30%. Wouldn't you rather work out at 100%? So I have just been cutting back on the amount of leg days I'm doing and basing it off of how I'm feeling rather than the necessity of feeling like I need to do them. And it's been helping me a lot, but it is a little bit annoying, like trying to figure out what to do on the days when I'm not training. Mom, it's so pretty. Do you like my outfit?
Oh my gosh.
What do you think of it?
It's all crazy.
I knew you. I put it on and I was like, guys, I'm gonna go see my mom and she's gonna tell me her honest opinion on what she thinks of my onesie.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Okay, so let's sit down and have a little chatty chat with Vision, of course. I'm sorry, I invited you. You didn't hear me? Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Lay down if you want to be included. Lay down. Anywho, so to kind of finish up the updates on prep so far. So basically what had happened was, while y'all are probably wondering why the thumbnail was what the thumbnail was, is there was one morning where I woke up and like I told you guys before, I was stalling on my weight and it was really upsetting, but my body was changing. And you know, sometimes it could just be like that. Like your body is changing, you're building muscle, you're losing body fat, but your weight kind of stays the same and evens out. No matter how much you tell yourself that, oh, it's just the body fat and it's just the muscle or whatever, sometimes it can really get to you. So I woke up one morning and I was still like the same weight. And you know, Zach, my fiance, is my coach, and I woke up and it was before he even started work, and I was telling him, I was like, hey babe, I'm still the same weight. And I was like, And then he got like upset and we went into like this whole thing where I basically was gonna find a new coach. So I started looking for a new coach, and the one person that I felt like I trusted enough with my body, a vision! It's not all about you. Look what he's doing. This is the cutest thing ever. Stop, it's not about you. It's the Julia show, not the Vision show. So, went on down that rabbit hole, and that person that I wanted to be my coach was not available to coach anyone. So then I started stressing out further, and I'm like, I'm 12 weeks out, I don't have a coach, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, Zach he's been my coach this entire time, he's gotten me to this point. And then I got home and Zach had like thought about it, and we just talked a lot more about it. And look, when I decided to go to another coach, I wasn't mad at Zach, and I was like, this will be good. It'll be good for our relationship, you know, because it's a lot of stress like on him to produce me as a client, especially like with the aims of being super high up in IFBB or competing, like going to Olympia. It's a lot of stress to put the body on stage, and it's a lot of stress on me to like live up to the expectation of what I guess people think that I'm supposed to do. So I wasn't upset that I was going to have to go to another coach, but then Zach told me later the reason why that he was so triggered that morning was because it reminded him of our last prep together. So if you guys watched the last Road to Pro series, and at the beginning of this series, I told you guys about the rockiness that was happening between Zach and I's relationship at the very end of prep, because I was doing so much cardio at that point. My body was rejecting everything. And you know, if you saw the Road to Pro series, how much we had to push it those last few weeks to get my body to that point. It was really draining on me, and my relationship with Zach suffered because I didn't want to hang out. I didn't want to do anything. I was being very snippy, you know, I was hangry all the time, and I was doing a lot of physical activity, so I just didn't have any energy for anything else. So we grew distant during that time, and this was one of my number one goals this prep, was to not let that happen. And I've been doing everything that I need to be doing to make sure that we keep a good like client and coach relationship, and keep our fiance and fiance relationship separate, because it's hard. It's a hard balance that we have to do, but I wouldn't want anyone else to be my coach, you know? So he told me the reason why, because he's like, it kind of reminded me of the last prep, and I got scared thinking that we were gonna go down that route again. And he's like, I thought about it a lot, and I want to be your coach, and this is just what I'm gonna need from you. So we just came up with new agreements on how I'm going to approach him with things that are like coach to client. So basically the boundary that I had crossed was right when he woke up in the morning, I was already kind of telling him about my weight and stuff like that. When if I was a normal client, if I was acting like a normal client, I would have just done my check-in photos and sent them to him and sent him my weight through email like everybody else. But I broke that boundary because we live together. So that's just something now that I can take. And that's why these conversations that Zach and I have, we always try to have really, really in-depth conversations so that we can just be better for each other. Because even though I didn't see that as a problem, he saw it as a problem. And sometimes it can be hard when you don't understand why someone's upset and you don't validate their feelings, and then you make them feel bad for feeling the way that they feel. Everybody has their own right to feel however they do. For me, I'm not like an uber sensitive person, but when I see people get really sensitive, I'm always like, bro, it ain't that serious. But you have to put yourself into the mindset of that other person. They're completely different than you. They're processing things different than you are. And that's kind of how Zach and I are too. So he's a little bit more like on the emotional side, and I have a harder time tapping into that, but I'm getting a lot better. So yeah, that's why I fired my coach for a day. And more so, he fired me for a day, and then we're fine now. Everything's good. But we just came up with those new agreements. Secondly, I kind of want to tell y'all how I'm feeling on these new calories and the new cardio. I'm feeling really good on the cardio, and I'm feeling really good on the calories. I did, however, notice that once we dropped the calories again by 200, I started to get hungry again, which is the name of the game at this point until I'm done competing for the year, is just kind of being hungry, you know? But I did start to notice that I'm getting a little bit hungry. In the evenings, I'm getting like antsy and I'm wanting to eat something that's off plan. But what I've been doing is just, I have these giant pickles, and they're so low calorie. If you guys know, and you've been here for a long time, you know your girl likes pickles. They really help with my sugar cravings, and they're like 5 calories, and it's so sour that it kind of counteracts you wanting something sweet. Look, there's nothing wrong with having something sweet, and I don't want people to come to my channel and thinking that I have something against this at all. It's just at the level that I'm competing at, there's not a lot of wiggle room with going off plan. So I am starting to get a little bit hungrier, but it's not to the point where I'm getting like irritable. Once I get irritable, I'll let you guys know. And then as far as the cardio, feeling really good on it at this point in my cardio, when it is at this range is where I'm the best. It's not too much, it's not too little to where I'm like, it's not doing anything, and it's not too much to where I'm like, I've been here forever. But sometimes, since I'm doing it on intervals of 7 and 11 on the Stairmaster, if I've trained legs the day before, like today, it makes it so hard for me to go and do the Stairmaster the next day. But after this, I might actually go and do my cardio for the day, because one thing that I know is if you just let your legs kind of just sit there and do nothing, they're going to continue to be that sore. So getting them moving, not necessarily with weight, is always a good option. So if you're ever feeling like super sore and you just want to lay in bed all day, like going for a walk or just doing like really chill, steady state cardio just to kind of get the blood flowing so that you're not just like stiff, can really be helpful. So I might go do that after this. But I just wanted to update you guys on everything that's going on. I realize that you guys really just like content of me telling you every nitty gritty detail of what prep is like for me. And sometimes it's hard for me to realize that that's really what you guys want from me, because I'm always thinking that I have to put out something like, I don't know, like where I'm teaching you something or giving you some sort of information, and I still love doing those, but a lot of you just really like to see what prep is like. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot more of those, and from here on out, you know, it's just gonna be chipping and chipping away. And as always, guys, I love you all so much, and you are more powerful than you think. Bye!